Well, here we are, Friday. So let's do a quick recap of everything we covered this week because it was packed with some pretty good stuff. Monday, we laid the foundation, the idea that your body and your brain are in that constant two-way conversation and that your posture isn't just a reaction of how you feel, but rather it's an input to how you feel. And that means you have more control over your mental and emotional state than most people ever use. Then Tuesday, we got into Amy Cuddy's research at Harvard and learned that just 2 minutes of intentional power posing measurably increases testosterone and decreases cortisol. And in her interview study, remember the people who used big body language before and their interview were consistently rated as more confident and more compelling. And not just because of what they said, but because of that presence they walked in the room with. Then Wednesday, we talked about Tony Robbins and his, emotion creates emotion saying. We looked at what a low body state looks like versus a high body state and how intentionally changing our physical state can affect our emotional state. Then Thursday, we put it all together with the double punch, that pairing of your power statement with big body language so that words and body are telling the same story at the same time, which makes it more believable to your brain. Well, today I want to share an idea and a tip. So first, here's the idea to consider. There is nothing arrogant about taking up space. There's nothing selfish about standing tall. And I'd actually argue that shrinking ourselves, making ourselves small shows uncertainty with our body, and it doesn't serve anyone, not ourselves, not anyone around us, because we were made to take up space. We were uniquely designed, remember? Fearfully and wonderfully made, and not meant to be hidden from the world. So big body language, it's not about performing for other people. It's about giving your brain the signal it needs to access the best version of you, the one that's been there all along, just waiting for the right input. And then here's the tip. If it feels too foreign for you to carry yourself this way, start by copying that. Remember on Monday, how'd you think of a champion or a high performer? Well, just imagine you're that person and try to stand and walk just like they would. And then I want to close the week the way it deserves to be closed. So we're going to put this into action. So I want you to stand on your feet. Seriously, if you can, if you're not driving or something, stand up. And we're going to do this Tony Robbins style. And I feel some of you rolling your eyes like I did in the beginning with his style, but we're going to do it. So stand with your feet apart, your shoulders back, your chin up, and your chest open. Take a deep breath in and then repeat our power statement after me and mean it. I always carry myself with big body language. Okay, one more time, like you've always known it to be true. I always carry myself with big body language. So, how does that feel? Does it hold a little more truth that way? Well, that's awesome. So, next week, we're going to go into some pretty interesting territory. We're going to talk about how you view the world, whether you see it as a friend or a foe, and how that single lens colors your mindset and, well, really everything. So have a great weekend and come back on Monday.